Hello YouTube! It's been another week in the world of reality TV, and yet again there is plenty to discuss. I will, of course, start with Big Brother, that's had quite an eventful week. And we got the downfall of Quinn, finally. I've been waiting for this moment to come. He's played a terrible game. I said he's played the worst game of anybody this season, one of the worst games in Big Brother history, and I will stay true to that. I mean, he was HOH last week, and this week he's out of the house. That says a lot. I was so happy to see him go, but I will give him some credit. He went out of the house fighting. I think he could have done a better job in pretty much everything that he did in the house, but hey, he tried, and props to him for trying. It was very funny though that being the super fan that he is, he didn't even get to meet Julie. That was just the final nail in the coffin of everything going wrong for Quinn. But now we're left with a final 8 where I have pretty positive opinions about everybody left, I would say, honestly. I mean, besides one. But I'll jump right into my rankings, and I'll start with, of course, Angela. She's still the best character this season. I don't know how I'm able to keep saying this, but this was quite the week for Angela. She had the veto used on her for a third time, making Big Brother history. And honestly, I think Angela is starting to have a real case to win this season. You could just chalk this up for all sorts of reasons, but on paper, Angela's game has been impressive. And she's the reason why she came off the block, because she went around spreading that rumor about that 5-person alliance. Even if they thought it was a lie, she still got them thinking, and she still got them to use that veto on her. Props to Angela. She's killing it. Her paranoia, it works against her, but it's also working for her a little bit. And she's gaming. I think she's gaming harder than anybody in that house. You can't take that away from her. She's made for TV. I'm obsessed with her, and I would love to see her take it home. Come on, Angela. You got it in you. I know you could do it. My number 2 is Leah, and Leah has lost both of the guys who were obsessing over her the past 2 weeks. You thought she would be the next to go, but she wins the HOH this week. We get a Leah HOH. This is best case scenario. She is going to turn that house on its head. I cannot wait to see what Leah does with some power. I know it's a twisty week, so I hope that doesn't mess with her HOH. I'm very excited to see what Leah does. I think we are seeing the underdog arc of Leah, and she is going to rise from the ashes, and she is going to make a deep run into the season. I am pulling for Leah. I'm happy that she gets to play the game without being attached to those 2 loser guys now. And I hope that she is able to find her footing and steal this show. I can't wait to see how this week plays out. I'm so excited. Number 3 on my ranking is still T-Core. I still think she's probably the mastermind of the season, but I think she's in for some trouble this week. I'm very curious to see how she will navigate this week. I think it'll be very telling of T-Core and her chances for the rest of the season. I think she handled her relationship with Leah well, so that could buy her some favor this week. I also think there is a fair chance that she would hit the block. If Leah was smart, she would put up T-Core and Chelsea and probably have Chelsea leave. But I think this is really going to be a make or break week for T-Core, and if she's able to navigate through this week, I think she's going to be the front runner for the whole season. Next on my ranking is Rubina, and I really feel bad for Rubina, honestly. She had quite the rivalry with Quinn, very one-sided. Rubina was always nice to him, but Quinn just had it out for her for some reason. And it was very uncomfortable to watch. Even in the last second, we saw Quinn kind of denying taking a friendship bracelet from Rubina. I think he took it, but it was just very weird. I'm glad that she doesn't have to deal with that anymore, but I'm got my eye on Rubina. I think we might see Rubina turn on T-Core and Chemo before the end of the season. Maybe not anytime soon, but tensions are certainly rising with Rubina as she starts to realize her position in this game as working under T-Core. I see Rubina developing new relationships, particularly with Cam and MJ. I think those will come in handy for her. I think she is definitely making room for herself to be able to navigate the splitting of her trio with T-Core and Chemo. I really think Rubina is being underestimated in this game. I see a lot of potential for Rubina to take it home. And if she's able to avoid the block this week with Leah as HOH, I think Rubina will be in a great position, especially if Chelsea or T-Core end up getting sniped in the process. Next on my ranking is MJ. I think she played the week terribly. Taking off Angela, it's a weird move for her, especially to put Quinn on the block. I think it was not in her best interest to lose Quinn. I think MJ definitely should have wanted Chemo out this week because that trio is very threatening to her game. But MJ, I don't think she's the smartest, but she makes up for not being the brightest bulb by being very entertaining in how she goes about playing this game. And I'm here to be entertained. MJ's providing that for me. I don't think she's the smartest player at all. I think she's probably the worst of the bunch, but she's very entertaining, and I'm curious to see what she does moving forward. Her and Leah have an interesting relationship. I think MJ should be safe this week. Does she form an alliance with Leah? I don't know. I'm very interested to see how MJ moves with this wild card HOH. And then next on my ranking is Cam. Similarly to MJ, I don't think it was in his best interest this week to lose Quinn, especially blindsiding Quinn. Why would you blindside him if he was going out anyway? You're just losing your jury votes. I think both him and MJ don't stand a good chance in a final jury vote, quite frankly. I'll give Cam a little more credit because he has his goals in mind of getting to the end with T-Core and Chelsea, and he's on a good path to get to that point. But that's a terrible move for him because he cannot beat T-Core or Chelsea in the end, so it's still dumb. Him and MJ, not the brightest, not the best players. But Cam, he's also been very entertaining. I've always enjoyed his personality, but as the numbers grow smaller and smaller, we're getting to focus more on his personality, and he's just really fun. He is. Shout out my dogs at the crib. They appeared on Twitter, by the way. That was hilarious this week. You love to see that his dogs at the crib are actually watching the show. One thing I will say is MJ and Cam, if the competitions are physical as they always are, I think they are front runners to win out, and that could help them navigate their dumb gameplay. But come on, make better moves. I'm happy they made the move they did because I wanted Quinn out, but for their games, it was not smart. Next on my ranking is Chemo, and yet again, he didn't really fight to stay on the block. I guess he did in some ways. Being integrated into the house socially definitely benefited Chemo, and he made sure that he kept up his social relationships in the house. I see that and I respect it, but I just want more game out of Chemo. He has now acknowledged that he's playing T-Core's game. Stop playing T-Core's game. Play your own game, Chemo. I just want to shake Chemo. Get it together, Chemo. If that trio falls, Chemo's gonna be the first one gone. Unless T-Core gets sniped out this week, which I really don't see happening. I don't see any world where T-Core leaves this week, even if she's on the block. But Chemo, he's not playing to win. And I think if he switched it up, he could have a good chance to win since he has the social game. I need him to start playing strategic. I think he has it in him. I need him to wake up. Because right now, I'm not seeing it. And then last on my ranking is Chelsea. I want to like Chelsea. She just has an arrogance to her that just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. It's just really something about the way she moves. It just, ugh. But compare this to last few seasons, the last year of Big Brother. the last person on my ranking is usually like, wow, you're horrendous. So Chelsea being here, that's an upgrade. Even from last week when it was Quinn, that's still an upgrade. Like, even Quinn was better than previous years, but this is a great cast. This is a great final 8. So it's not the harshest thing to have Chelsea last, but I still don't like her, and I would love if she got evicted this week. That would totally change the game. I'd love it. And I'm pulling for it. I think that's the best move for Leah, honestly. With Chelsea not there, I think she'd be able to snatch up MJ. I think she could probably get Cam. And that trio, it's a blinking target at that point. And that trio, what competitions are they winning, honestly? I don't think they want it bad enough. Yeah, I'm really hoping that this is Chelsea's week to go. I've been wanting that to happen for a while. We'll see. I'm very curious to see how this plays out. I think it's going to be a very exciting week. I hope this twist isn't some stupid mess. It probably will be, but I don't know. It seems like the house guests are going to be living outside all week. I hate that. Why? And what purpose does this serve? Just to watch the house guests struggle? If I want to watch that, I'll watch Survivor. You got that coming out next week. Now, I'll discuss the other elements of Big Brother. I think the big one is that Julie missed her first episode in 26 seasons. I really missed Julie. This new guy, you could tell he was a fan and happy to be there, but he wasn't Julie. Julie's a professional. She knows what she's doing, and it was definitely missed. I hope to see Julie again. I never want to see Big Brother without Julie. I love her. I think she is a fantastic host for Big Brother. Maybe she has her flaws, but I don't care. Like, everybody has their issues. No, the competitions. We had a quiz competition, and it was very hard to follow. It would have been more entertaining as a live competition, but whatever. And then we had OTEV. The OTEV lasted 1 round. That was very funny. They really tricked them with that question. And I know some people are like, it was a bad question. No, that question was obvious. My mind immediately went to Cedric. Really embarrassing for Chelsea that she didn't get that. Chelsea, you were wearing that stupid costume for a full week and you didn't know that you didn't compete in that competition. But I think it's almost poetic justice that Quinn, he probably would have won that competition if he just wasn't so obsessed with Tucker. That's how you can sum up Quinn's game. He was obsessed with Tucker and that cost him everything. This was the first week without the AI arena and I'm happy it was gone, but the episodes themselves, we had a useless cliffhanger for the veto. They stretched out the competition that went 1 round just so they could cliffhanger the veto. You can't just give another segment in the Thursday episode. You can't throw one filler segment in there, 1 or 2, that'll last the same 5 minutes that the veto results were. It was so unnecessary. It was a pathetic choice. Like, you could let Quinn see his goodbye messages. That would eat up some time. Or a live HOH. Wow. Or kick off an HOH that's going to last on the feeds instead of having the feeds off for hours and hours and hours. Tell us more about the twist. Like, why? Why are we doing cliffhanger on the veto results when it's so obvious the whole episode Quinn was getting all the screen time? Leah was not getting any screen time. If Leah was about to be evicted, she would have been getting screen time in the episode to set it up more. Please. So ridiculous. Whatever. But that about sums it up for Big Brother this week. I think this game is going to get a lot more interesting moving forward, especially this week. I am so excited, and there will be lots to discuss next week, I'm sure. On to other shows. There was no The Challenge this week. I covered the Real Housewives of Potomac trailer yesterday. That was fun. Go check that out. I guess that just leaves the Real Housewives of Orange County. And this episode, we had Katie and Tamra teaming up to take down Gina. And I thought they really made Gina look like a fool. And Gina had a full mental breakdown. It seems like Katie was backing up on everything that she had said, but I was totally on Katie's side. I think she totally exposed the truth about Gina, that yeah, she's just social climbing so she can use Heather for all her wealth. Duh. Way to state the obvious. I guess I can respect that Katie backed up off of it when Gina was having a full mental breakdown. It's like, no, you let Gina sit in all of her mistakes. Don't let her have this. We all know Gina is using Heather. It's obvious. Like, you don't gotta back up off of it, even if she's crying. Gina is such a liar. She was protesting too much. And duh, if you're lying, you're gonna obviously go and scream, oh, I'm not lying, you're lying. That's such a liar thing to do. Very on brand for Gina. And I don't care that Gina's life is falling apart. I don't want to watch her at all. I'm sick of seeing Gina. She does nothing for me. I'm sick of it. Get her off my show. But I'm really enjoying Katie. I know she's had a rocky start going up against Heather. That's a rough road for anybody because everybody is kissing Heather's ass on that show. But Katie went right for it. I think what she said about the paparazzi was right. I absolutely believe that Gina set Katie up, though. I think Heather is giving Katie the Noella treatment, and I hope that Katie makes it another season. I do not want to see Heather win that battle again. I'm still salty over Noella not being here. We also have this setting up of Emily versus Heather. Heather made Emily bring jeans. It is not that serious. It is not. I know struggling with weight is hard. I don't know why Heather didn't supply an outfit for Emily. Emily is not a big girl. They could have found something that fit her. I'm sure the jeans was just like a misunderstanding. It just happened to the wrong person, the person who's most insecure about her weight. Like, I don't know. That's a messy fight. I'm not really invested in it. You could not ask me to be invested in anything Gina or Emily has going on ever. I will never be invested in anything they've got going on. I do not like those girls. And of course, as Gina was having her meltdown, it was Emily there defending her. No, that's just Gina's way of getting out of stuff. Like, God. I'm sick of it. That's enough on Orange County. I have to acknowledge that this week we had Nene making her return to NBC after all these years of drama. It seems like that lawsuit's been settled. I think we're gonna get a Nene return soon. I think this was a tester. If we get a Nene return, you will see me on this camera losing my mind. I am a Nene super fan. Nene Leakes for life. Best housewife ever. She'll never be topped. One of the greatest reality stars of all time. It is Nene Leakes. It is Tiffany Pollard. And it is Suri Fields. Like, oh my God. If I get a Nene return, I don't want to get my hopes up, but I really think it might happen. Because I didn't think we'd ever see her on anything NBC ever again. But we saw her on NBC with the face of the channel. Nene's coming. Nene is coming. I can't get too excited. I can't get too excited. Well, I got too excited because my camera stopped recording. But yes, give me Nene. If Nene is back on TV, I will be here and I will be discussing it. I can't think of anything else going on in the reality TV world that I can talk about for this week. I guess I'll be back next week. Until next time, bye.